Hello everyone, this is my in-depth hardcore release guide for my Wrath of Berserker build that I played on the beta just a few weeks ago. So let's get to it. We're going to start with legendary powers here, and first we're going to start with damaging an elite enemy gives you a barrier shield for 10 seconds. This can occur only every 30 seconds, so keep that in mind. Next, we're going basic skills, give 20% damage reduction for 2 seconds. Through talents, I have roughly 44% damage reduction just with basic skills active. So, pretty handy to have. Next, we're moving into direct damage against bleeding enemies. Has a 20% chance to stun them for 2 seconds. Paired with this legendary power, which is whenever I deal direct damage while berserking, it deals 20% of the base damage dealt as bleeding. So I basically have perma-stun when monsters are bleeding. Next, Iron Skin, my ability, gives me 10% damage reduction and unstoppable while active. Next, we have whenever I am injured while I am crowd controlled, I get unstoppable for 4 seconds. Next, after spending 100 Fury, I get 188% damage on my next weapon mastery skill. And my weapon mastery skill is Death Blow. So with vulnerabilities and everything calculated, I've seen upwards of 20,000 damage crits. Next, after generating 100 Fury, I create a Dust Devil that creates 417 damage to enemies behind the target. Next, because it's on a two-handed weapon, basic skills gain 30% attack speed. Normally on a piece of armor, this would only give 15, but because it's a two-handed weapon, it doubles the effect. So I get 30% attack speed on my basic skills, which is a huge help for generating resources. Next, my shout skills give 4 Fury per second while active. Paired with Wrath of the Berserker, I get 30% more resource generation, which is roughly 1 Fury extra per second while Wrath of the Berserker is active. Next, killing an enemy gives me 10% of the base cost back. This is really good for sustaining resources, allowing me to spam. While unstoppable and 4 seconds after, I gain 15% move speed and unit pathing. So I have 3 different instances of unstoppable, which means I have 3 different instances of being able to move through units when I need to. Next, we're going to go into expertise. So for my dual wield frenzy build, berserker build, I go with swords and axes. So swords, when I kill a crowd controlled unit, aka a stunned unit, I get 30% attack speed for 3 seconds. So, and then axes, you get 4% crit chance all the time against injured enemies, and then you get 55% chance to get 6% attack speed, 12% if dual wielding, and then 10% chance gain 5 Fury when you're hitting a stunned enemy. So basically, and when you hit level 15 with your Barbarian, you gain your class ability called Technique, and it allows you to use any weapon mastery you want without having to equip those weapons. So weapon masteries, or weapon expertises rather, only apply if you're wearing those weapons. So right now I'm wearing 2 swords, so I get the 2-piece benefit from wearing the 2 swords. So anyway, that's I have roughly over 105% attack speed with my basic abilities, which is what I use to generate fury and keep my damage reductions up. Next, we're working in a Paragon tree. I just hit 50. Been gaming on a floor, so I'm not that high level, but we're working towards that. And then we will eventually gain Carnage, gives 2% attack speed, and then with a rare node you would take Fierce. Next, we're going to go into my talent tree so you can see what I've been taking. 1 point into Frenzy, Enhanced Frenzy, and Combat Frenzy. 24% damage reduction while it was 60% attack speed. 20% chance to make vulnerable enemies while double swinging for 2 seconds. Vulnerable gets 20% damage, more damage taken plus modifiers on your items. Next, we're moving into maxing double swing with Furious Double Swing, which gives me 2 additional seconds of berserking every time I double swing. And then when I hit a stunned enemy with double swing, I gain 25 fury. Next, we get 15% life, 9% elite damage reduction, 1 point in Iron Skin with improved Iron Skin for 15% more, so it's 65%. And then gives you 15% of your base life as Fortify, doubled while it's below 50%. Don't forget, Iron Skin gives Unstoppable, so it's another CC immunity ability. Next we get Warcry, you get Berserking while you Warcry, then you get Fortify while you Warcry. I get 3 out of 3 Warcry skill duration for 24%, giving it a 7.5 second duration. And then 1 point in Raid Leader for 1% life per second. 3 out of 3 Swiftness for 12% move speed. 3 out of 3 Pit Fighter for 9% more damage and 6% distant damage reduction. 3 out of 3 Thick Skin, so when you have a shield active, you stack Fortify. This is good for high density mobs. So it'll basically give you 100% Fortify with a shield. With the last of my skill points that I'm getting through the quest line and Renown, I'm going to be pumping it with Death Blow. But Death Blow gives 100% damage to bosses, and then if it hits one enemy, it gives 20 fury. Next, we get 9% more attack speed while dual wielding. Then we go for Invigorating Fury, which gives 9% of my max health every time I spend 100 fury. So every time I spend 100 fury, my Death Blow does 188% damage, I heal myself for 9% max life, and I summon a tornado. Wrath of the Berserker, while active, gives me 20 or 30% fury generation, 20% more movement speed, 5 seconds of berserking and unstoppable, and for the next second, 10 seconds, dealing damage with basic skills gives me berserking for 5 seconds. So, and then the way this works is while Wrath of the Berserker is active, if you have a full shield, you drop all your fury into double swings, and suddenly you have potentially 100% more damage from Berserk because it stacks every Fury you spend. So every 50 Fury you spend, your Berserk damage increases by 25. And your base Berserk damage is 25. So every 50 Fury, it would be 50, 75, 100, 125, so on and so forth. And then Unconstrained gives base Berserk damage by 25% and 5 more maximum seconds on Berserk. So basically it would then be 50, 75, 100, 125, etc., etc. And yeah, that's pretty much my build. Oh yes, and stat priorities. Can't forget about stat priorities. So we want to focus on strength, dual wielding damage, attack speed, crit chance, vulnerable damage, then damage while stunned, damage while closed, damage with core skills, lucky hit, max life is your number one in hardcore. You want to work on resist as well. All damage reduction is really good. Fury cost reduction is really good. Move speed is also S tier. Elite kill and movement speed is just kind of handy. After you kill an elite, you get 16.9% more move speed for 4 seconds. Kind of good for pathing. Cooldown reduction is also really good for War Cries and Wrath of Berserker. And when your death blow doesn't execute, it goes on cooldown for 14 seconds. So crowd control variations, sort of, you know. And yeah, that's. And then for gems, you go crit damage for vulnerable enemies across the board, or you get life on kill. And make sure you socket all your jewelry with resist gems. And yeah, that's my Odinson's Rage build. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you like the build, and I hope it takes you far in hardcore. So far, I'm level 50. I haven't died yet, so I'm pretty happy. I'm going to increase difficulty pretty soon. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Make sure to follow my YouTube page and follow my Twitch TV channel, Twitch TV Tuckles Gaming. Have a wonderful day and happy gaming.